Adam, we spoke after Saturday's game where you're not happy with a point. Coming from behind, a little bit happier with it tonight, so point one.
Look, it's a point, and it's we're still unbeaten, so I think that's the positive line that I'll go down. But I'm just frustrated because I know how good this team is and how good these players are, and how much there is to come. I think what we tried to do over pre-season is we tried as much as we could to quicken the process up and speed the process up, because I never wanted to get to the point where I was using the excuse of we're a new group and this, that and the other, and I ain't going to go down that route. But there is a truth in the fact that some of the boys are still finding our identity. Some of the boys are still are understanding what I expect from them and how I expect us to play, because it shouldn't take to 60 minutes for us to really have purpose. We had a way we wanted to go about the game today. We knew how Oxford would set up, but we played way too safe. We played way too many square passes, and then like at Workington, you always give the opposition a chance to stay in the game, and we end up giving away a really poor goal after we've had 60-70% possession, and that was the blueprint of what's going to happen here at Aggborough all season, and we have to understand that and be better at breaking it and causing teams more problems, because we can't go out like we did for the second half and cause them stress like we did when we have 45 minutes of just being boring.
It's that zip from the midfield, is that part of it? It's just looking to get them onto the ball a little bit more and zip it through, because someone like Kurt Willoughby just not had a look in at all tonight. Yeah, look, it's we know when we face blocks and teams that just want to sit back. Like today, we had certain ways we knew we could break through the shape, and when we did it, we got into the final third. When we got into the final third, then we didn't put the ball in the box enough. We come backwards and square, which was not in the plan. So when we get into the final third, we've got to have more. For me, it's more. I think there's a few boys in there that play with a little bit of fear, because they look like they're caged up, and I don't mind mistakes if we're trying to do the right thing, and the boys know that. But I think you look at the mindset of young Seb coming in today. No fear, tried to make things happen. I thought he was brilliant because he had that freedom in his mind. I've got no doubt there's an awful lot of quality in this group. But they've just got to free themselves up a little bit, because we are, at the minute, it's like I don't want to make a mistake, I want to be safe, and that's not my way of playing, and for us to move to the next level now, we just need certain things to click. Certain people have got to step up to the plate, and once we do that, I've got no doubts we're going to have a successful season. It's my thing is in this process that we're at the minute, the start of it, we've got to pick points up, and we're doing that. We want more, but we want it quicker. You ran the changes from Saturday, 5 changes today. What was your thinking behind that?
Like I've said, I've not gone away from what I said when I first came into the club. It was horses for courses. There was a couple of boys that spent a lot of time injured last season, and for me to risk them on the third game of the season in Saturday, Tuesday is just stupid. And if I did that and they got injured, people would say, well, why are you playing in 2 games in 3-4 days? So there was a couple of that where I wanted to protect. Because we've got a good squad, and then there was a couple of boys going because I felt it was a better game for them to get a result. I thought overall, look, I felt we controlled majority of the game. We didn't create enough. We didn't put them under enough stress, and that's the bit we, as a team, we have to get better at.
New squad, so very much a new squad. Only a few players here from last year. Has it surprised you? It's taken perhaps longer for them to gel than you anticipated.
No, not really. I think you never want to come out and go down that route, because I won't give people excuses, because it's not who I am as a person, and I won't allow it to be the players. We spent so much time on the training pitch and still are at the minute to drill in the process and what we are about as a team, because it is totally different than what they've been used to. Unfortunately, you can't quicken time up, which is a pain in the backside, but I can see things that are coming, and when it comes, you see glimpses of what it's going to look like. We just haven't got that full flow at the minute. But it comes from work, it comes from hard work, it comes from mindset, it comes from discipline and sacrifice. And I've got no doubts it will get to where it's going to get. I want it now.
We finished with a couple of positives, which I would imagine you weren't happy after the first half. At half time, you probably let them know that. So you got some character in the second half.
And all said and done, you're unbeaten after 3 games.
Yeah, look, and I've just said to the players there, if you come to a football club like this, it doesn't matter what level you're at, when you come to a football club like this, there's an expectation and a pressure to win, and it's an unbelievable privilege to have. But it means you've got to step up and perform, and that's the pressure that's on the players and the staff and myself. You've got to perform. So it's great when you get a rollicking at half time and come out with a little bit of purpose. But there was nothing in the messages that were said at half time apart from a little bit of a rollicking that weren't said yesterday and before the game, and that for me, that's where you hand it over to the players and they have to carry that out. There's no point coming 45 minutes with purpose when you're 1-0 down. That's the way we play from the start, and that's a bit we have to understand. We're not, I don't want us to do what we did for the first 20 minutes and go side to side and give the opposition, especially here, a chance to settle, because it becomes too easy. We come out at half time with a different mindset. They've had a kick up the backside and we play with purpose and we put the opposition under stress on another day. We have to have more quality in the final third, because we've had half chances that we've got to make the keeper work, and some things fall for you and you win the game, but we have to make more opportunities for ourselves to win the game.